failure, mistakes, and the fear of the unknown. Those are 3 things that I promise you are keeping you stuck. And I wanted to jump on here. And if you want a longer podcast on it with tools or whatever, drop it down here in the comments, please. So I know, but it's a huge part of, I think what holds people back, because we're giving these limited beliefs, and the limited beliefs form from birth to 7. And at which point that can also create different levels of fear, right? Your fear is fake. It feels real. We all experience a level of fear. I'm not negating it, but it's not really real. Your brain tells you, hey, if I do this, we need to be afraid. Like this, we need to have fear, right? This is what our brain tells us. And you have to be really careful of falling for that. It's false evidence appearing real. And believe you and me, it feels real. And I understand that. But I want to talk to you about 3 fears specifically, and there's tons of them in the world, but 3 fears that I think that are really definitely holding you back. It's something I really work with my clients on a lot. And it's something that I have to remind myself every day when I'm journaling in one of my journals, is that, see, you have to understand failure isn't fatal, right? I mean, sure, if you're going way down the rabbit hole, sure, if you fail to avoid traffic, bad things can happen. Great. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about failure when it comes to like your life. It's not fatal, right? And it doesn't matter the level of failure. When you're fearing it, you are automatically going to, and honestly, fearing a failure goes hand in hand with perfectionism, and perfectionism is always rooted in insecurity. So your insecurities around failing has to do with being perfect, but there's no gold standard for perfect. There's not, when you're born, you're not given a life book that says, hey, reach this goal, this is perfection. Perfection is always rooted in insecurity. Again, another topic we could do. But it is something to understand that when you fail, that is learning. Failure is beautiful. Like, it's spectacular because it shows you, it gives you a space to create opportunity, right? Like, you're creating opportunity. You are allowing yourself to see, hey, you know what? This didn't work out, but if I keep doing this, I'm going to become a lot stronger. I've realized that you're crooked here. I'm going to become a lot stronger. I'm going to allow myself to really work hard in the things that I need to work on so I can be better, right? And listen, some things, I'm 51 years old. I'm not just going to go join the military. I would definitely fail at that because it's not in my strong wheelhouse. You don't have to be good at everything either. And sometimes that's that perfectionism. And failure will sometimes tell you, hey, you're not good enough because you can't do everything at one time, and you can't do it right now, and you can't do it perfect, right? This is where you have to be careful. And you have to really embrace the failure. If you allow yourself to understand that failure is a redirect. It's redirecting you into an area that says, okay, you're not failing at a relationship. You got to stop with that. If a relationship doesn't work, doesn't mean it failed. Yeah, sure. You look and you go, hey, now that's where the mistake comes in, right? And look at your mistakes, not others. Look at your situation, not other people. You say, wow, okay, if I would have seen this now, if I knew then what I know now, I would have seen this. And by seeing that, and then you go down that weird rabbit hole of, oh my God, I can't believe I made that mistake. Look how stupid I am. We don't do that. Mistakes are lessons. Failure is learning. When you embrace that, and then the third part of that, right, is the unknown. You're fearing what you don't know. That's ego. That is ego. That's nothing but ego. I don't care what the experience is. It's still rooted in ego. Because if you can't accept that there's things, A, that are out of your control, B, the unknown, you will constantly railroad yourself, and you have to be careful because then you start looking to other people and other situations to fill that void. So you're like, this relationship has to be there because you're not really living your best life because you're afraid to, because you're not sure what the outcome is going to be, because you might make somebody mad. Who cares? You got to get over the making people mad thing. And allowing yourself to embrace a failure gives you the opportunity. If you look at that as a redirect, that failure is redirecting you to say, hey, either try harder, do something different, or let's just look it out. Let's just really sit present and figure out what we need to do. That's great. And see, what happens is you don't do that, And then you start overanalyzing, and then you can become judgy because you're looking at other people. Then you sit in comparison because you're like, oh my God, I just don't know how they could do that. Like they just quit their job and started a new business selling shells in Puerto Rico, and now they're making millions of dollars. Okay, well, I mean, you could do that. Yeah, but what if I fail? Okay, then it's not your jam. Then you got to do something different. You got to realize there's not one way to get to your destination. There's multiple ways. And it isn't even the destination that matters. The destination doesn't matter. The journey does. And on that journey, I promise you, anybody successful and who will remain successful will have something that doesn't work multiple times. They will have to restructure it. Things, this doesn't work, this doesn't. You embrace it because it's redirecting you. So your homework, right? Your little to-do list today is to just look around you and say, what am I fearing? Listen, there's some things that are absolutely going to happen. You can try to avoid that all you want. That's ego integrity. And I promise you we'll do a whole thing on ego integrity. But I'm talking about when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to maybe getting out of the relationship or maybe starting a new one or starting a new job or starting your own business. Stop with the what if it fails. It only fails if you don't even attempt it. You want to know how you fail? You don't do anything. That's failing. That's non-productive failure. It's not teaching you anything. I mean, it kind of is. It's teaching you if you stay sedentary, nothing's going to happen regardless. So stop with focusing on resisting the failure and the mistakes and the unknown, especially the unknown, because essentially that kind of rolls up to everything else, and start embracing it. Stop saying, well, what if this happens? Okay, we'll figure it out. You figure it out. You did up to this point in your life. So that's a little bit of info to start your week or finish your week or whatever day that you're watching this on. But just know when you embrace it, you don't fear it. When you don't fear it, you take the risks. When you take the risks, you find the opportunities that you keep looking for.